I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets
No,
from
no,
the game
no,
entirely.
no, no.
Okay, here we go.
No, no, no. Don't, my bucket. He be stealing my bucket.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait.
Everything's a
everything a
bucket.
Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea.
We're all buckets.
Except me.
Je suis le
I'm not a
bouquet.
bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets.
No, je suis le bouquet.
I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue. But it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So,
yeah.
I'll reset everything.
Yes.
We'll put back all of the buckets.
All the buckets are back. Wait, do I get...
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that.
All right.
Who knows what that information might do to a person.
Or a bucket.
Right, here we go.
Wait, so do I get my escape pod bucket and my replacement bucket back? Can I get 2 buckets? I'd be extra reassured if I got 2 buckets.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Oh.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I do get my regular bucket. This is not my replacement bucket. It's my regular bucket. Nice.
A good bucket. A strong bucket. A humble bucket. A committed bucket. A bucket of culture and distinction.
Very distinctive bucket. Wait a second. I have no knowledge of this place. Why does that all look different?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay, chat, put it in the comments. Was that different from before? That looked different. Yeah. That looked different.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
So let's take the door on the
Stanley
left.
felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
I mean, the door on the left after the door on the right.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
This door on the left.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room. And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
But I want to push the button. Hehe. Elevator go down the hole.
Stanley, I'm glad you found your way here. I
Yeah.
knew you'd find this place eventually.
That scared the shit out of me.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley.
Wait.
We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere.
No, it's my bucket.
The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content.
Yeah.
We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because
Look.
that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it.
I don't even know you, pencil sharpener.
Involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new.
Whoa.
Yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
I mean... I'm just gonna sit in my broom closet. Okay. I thought about it, and me and the bucket we're gonna do the Adventure Line.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music
Yes, the music. Give me the music. Yeah.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue? Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
What? I did.
It's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
What? No. No, it's my bucket. It's my bucket. I don't want to give up my bucket. It's my bucket. Gotta take the line around. Content. Does anybody else remember the hookers part of the game? I mean, there were a lot of parts that felt like I was on drugs. I don't remember the hookers part of this game. Unless that he was what he was calling my mannequin wife. Her. Maybe he meant whore. He just has a really odd accent. Anyway. I'm not giving up my bucket. That's very annoying. Oh, here's my phone. No.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket.
No.
That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
No, that's no. God, that's terrifying.
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game.
I disagree.
Such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
No, let me climb these chairs. No.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does?
Well,
surely you don't need me to spell it out for you.
It doesn't make espresso, I'm pretty sure.
Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket.
No, I don't want to say goodbye to the bucket.
Into the machine when you're ready.
No, pop you in the machine. There's got to be a plug here or something.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality.
Nope, we've already established.
Well, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to
I'm not saying that at all.
Beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits.
You're making this up.
What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not.
No.
I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer.
I shan't.
Until you crush that damn bucket.
No.
Quickly now. The fans are waiting. Do it, the fans,
no.
Stanley. Give the fans
I will not
what they
give
want.
it up.
Hurry and...
Here's my bucket.
The Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Lo, I am become Death, the destroyer of bucket destroyers. Okay, so...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I know there are parts of the office that were missing. Just, like, in general. But I do want... What do I want? What do I want?
The bucket made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker.
It's true.
In time, perhaps, he would become both of those things.
Maybe.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Alright, so I'm going to go to the door on the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
It really is.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Okay, so we've gone up there. We've gone over there. I can't remember if we've gone off the edge with the bucket. Yeah, let's try it.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket, but Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
Deeply.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Grabbed a bucket.
Not everyone is so lucky to have a bucket.
That's true.
Stanley is a very lucky fellow.
Very lucky.
Very lucky indeed.
This is my lucky bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
My lucket. Alright, so I've explored everything in the cargo lift room. I'm going to take the door on the right and then the door on the left, I'm going to go through.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was it? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Alright.
And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
So this we just did. So here's the one with the maintenance door. Okay. I'm curious. Can I go? Okay, now. It sounded different. Okay. Let's chew. I would be unnerved if music like that played every time I entered a room.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that,
No.
can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can
Oh,
really
no.
feel it now.
Here's my
It's
bucket.
a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here.
No.
It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies.
It's trying to steal my bucket.
Stanley, don't give in.
I
Don't
won't.
hand over the bucket.
Is my
I
bucket.
know how hard it must be, given
Aye.
the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket.
My
This
companion
is your
bucket.
companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over.
No, it's my lucky bucket.
Getting into name-calling now, it seems.
Oh, no.
This is how low the broom closet has sunk, that it
Vicious,
has to resort to this
vile
stream
broom
of
closet.
petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket. Stanley,
I shan't.
I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the
vile
broom
broom
closet has
closet.
the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends?
The audacity.
That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient?
Oh.
That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened
No.
to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I
No,
never.
that's
Go on,
absurd.
Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years.
I mean, I don't know if I'm going to open up like that. What I will say is the only thing that's had more hardware in it than this broom closet is the broom closet's mom. Yeah.
I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay. Oh, yes!
There.
Aha!
Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet,
Yeah.
with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Ah. Shove off.
All right, I've got a second sticker back here. Coming to a staircase,
Ooh.
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs
No.
to the boss's
Oh,
office.
yes. Haha. Bucket sticker. I don't know how he got it under the property of Stanley sticker, but that's cool. What else you got for me? Any others? Ookie.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The
Always.
two of them were inseparable.
It's my bucket.
At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual
I love my
connection he
bucket.
shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk, nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket.
One of these
he had
days I'll
any
actually
notion
remember what the
that
number
PIN
is.
number for the keypad was 2845.
The bucket knows
But
all.
Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the
Yes.
bucket guiding him?
Yes.
Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
And we go down with the bucket.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right.
My
The
lucky bucket
is
of
here for you,
reassurance.
Stanley. Everything will be fine.
I love my bucket. Ah! I love you, bucket.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Or we can escape with the bucket. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
I don't believe you. I am reassured by the bucket.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Now, what are the odds this is going to kill us both twice?
Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward
Yes.
into a very painful death for each of them.
I don't know this. Bucket down the hole. Shaft. Da, da,
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be.
No, the bucket's been great.
It puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket. But what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to
Maybe
himself.
crushed to death,
And he
but I got a
sort of
bucket.
kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere.
Nope. The
Farewell,
bucket
Stanley.
protects. All hail bucket. Ah.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end.
No,
as
bucket.
It was crushed violently to death.
Oh. Haha. The Stanley Parable, Bucket Edition.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
The bucket. The bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within, a cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind that may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were, in ignorance and darkness? Bucket!
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley
these
to take
buckets.
a bucket like this and to claim it for his own?
25
Can you
buckets.
see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
The Vitruvian bucket, the bucket with two handles. Inferno bucket. Wow, that's menacing. Ooh. The stress bucket, an analogy. Worrying, negative forecasting, negative thinking, lack of reassurance goes in. Coping strategies equals holes. Okay, holes in the bucket are coping strategies. Vulnerability is the size and strength of the bucket. Stress, the level of water in the bucket. Rest and relaxation and doing something you enjoy. Rest and relaxation comes out. That's beautiful. I like it. Stress bucket. Even back in ancient man, we worshipped the bucket of reassurance. I feel bad for whoever has to like sit in this chair. Just this all day. Oh, it picks up as you get closer. Oh, that's wild. Okay,
No
cool.
man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Kneel before bucket. The hanging bucket. Whoa. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance, inevitably, is for our own good. Oh, that's got a bit of a Oh. Wait, where's my bucket? They took my bucket. That's okay. Because we found the hole. Oh, it's not a free. Oh. Oh, God.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
Oh, dear.
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't
Okay.
reset the game.
All right.
Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools
my
and
bucket.
implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world.
Farewell,
New
bucket.
vision.
I mean the kind of music men hum or whistle when they feel on top of the world. And gentlemen, one of the many things that give you that tip-top feeling is the pleasure of being well dressed.